Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting on Channels Television, live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. United Nations delegation visits President-elect Buhari, asks him to sustain gains of the war against insurgency. The National Association of Nigerian Students in Abuja protest incessant attacks and killings of Nigerians and other foreign nationals in South Africa. APC candidates in the Rivers State House of Assembly polls call for suspension of rerun elections, insist there is a suit in court challenging the process. And fugitive Iraqi militant leader and former Saddam Hussein deputy Izzat Ibrahim al-Dori killed in fighting north of Baghdad. Well, all our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. And we urge you to please interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS, and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. And here are some pictures sent in on our Eyewitness platform. This photo is from Ikoyi, Lagos, and the Eyewitness reporter says this particular road at Corporation Drive, Dolphin Estate, Ikoyi, Lagos, is always flooded after rainfall. Our Eyewitness reporter is urging the Lagos State government to repair it. And still in Lagos, this tanker was filled with diesel and fell along mile 2 Oke in Lagos. Our Eyewitness reporter is asking tanker drivers to be more careful when driving. From southwest to the south-south region of Nigeria, it was a sad story in Port Harcourt, where a multiple accident occurred along Trans-Amadi Road in the River State capital, but our Eyewitness reporter did not report if lives were lost. Lastly, our Eyewitness reporter sent in this picture of a fuel queue at Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Murtala Muhammad Way, Kano State, where petrol scarcity has hit the ancient city. The reporter wants the government agent responsible to act fast. And back to the story we've been tracking, members of the National Association of Nigerian Students in Abuja have staged a protest to push for government's prompt response to the recent xenophobic attacks on foreign nationals in South Africa. The students also threatened to carry out reprisal attacks on South Africans and their businesses in Nigeria if governments from both countries do not call those responsible for the killings to order. They took their protest to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, calling for a halt to incessant attacks and killings of Nigerians schooling abroad. Meanwhile, the Undersecretary, African Affairs at the Foreign Affairs Ministry, assured the aggrieved students of government's prompt response to the situation.
The news came to us on social media that 4 of our colleagues died as a result of a gas leakage in their apartment in Georgia, country of Europe. But as a matter of fact, because when you don't stand up for something, you are going to fall for all things. We Nigerian students will be able to detect that these killings of Nigerian students outside the country, these killings of Nigerian students abroad has always been happening frequently and consequently. And if you don't stand up for something, you are going to fall for all things. Just a few months ago, 2 ladies also from Nigeria died in the same university. I want to tell you again, on the South African xenophobic attack that is going on, we have over 800,000 Nigerians in South Africa. Yes. Many of their shops and their properties has been damaged. So we are sending this warning to the South African countries that they should remember that a lot of their business investments are in Nigeria here.
Even those who die in detention for whatever reasons, either because they were accused of crimes or anything, the law which we operate presumes that an accused is innocent until proven guilty. So we don't take this things lightly and we'll take it up appropriately. But I want to appeal to you to maintain law and order. This government is committed to due process and the rule of law.
Permanent voter cards are not yet being distributed in Imo State ahead of the April 26 supplementary elections. That's according to the resident electoral commissioner, Gabriel Ada, after the All Progressives Congress in the state accused him of partisanship and flaunting INEC guidelines.
Even though the governorship elections have come and gone in some states, Imo State is still preparing for a supplementary election since the governorship elections on April the 11th was declared inconclusive by INEC. Controversy has continued to linger as political parties prepare for the elections, which has been fixed for Saturday, April the 25th. Meanwhile, the APC in Imo State has called on the INEC chairman, Atahiru Jega, to, as a matter of urgency, redeploy the resident electoral commissioner in the state for alleged partisanship.
I have said it over and over that the resident electoral commissioner in Imo State is an interested party. He is our first challenger. He is our major opponent in this election. And he is not competent. On the basis and on the rules of electoral justice, he is not competent in whatsoever manner to preside over the runoff election.
In a swift response, the resident electoral commissioner in Imo State, Gabriel Ada, debunked the allegations, saying he was misinterpreted.
Why you're having a little bit of that conflicting issues is all just as the problem of miscalculation. It's not really because of anything. And so when I said the PVC is their right, you can collect, I'm not saying that we have to, I didn't give go ahead that they should go and start collecting. It is wrong when people say I'd ask people to go and start collecting permanent voters cards.
As it stands, the supplementary elections will hold in over 250 polling units in 23 local government areas across the state. And as Imo indigents prepare ahead of the elections already fixed for April the 25th, it is hoped that INEC, security operatives, and all stakeholders will do their best to ensure violence-free and credible polls.
The Labour Party candidate in the Delta governorship election, Chief Great Ogboru, is challenging the victory of his opponent and governor-elect of Delta State, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, of the People's Democratic Party. Chief Ogboru is alleging rigging and manipulation of the 2015 governorship election.
The Labour Party, and I believe majority of the people of this state, reject this declaration by INEC. Okowa did not score majority of the lawful votes cast in the election, and I want to emphasize the word lawful, because there are two types of votes. You have lawful votes and you have unlawful votes. You only make a return based on lawful votes. And what we are saying is that Senator Ifeanyi Okowa was not returned by a majority of the lawful votes cast in our state. It is our firm view that the return of Senator Okowa as governor-elect does not reflect the democratic will of the majority of our electorate. His said return is based on electoral irregularities and malpractices that cannot be ignored by any unbiased umpire. We can confirm that we are ready to approach the election tribunal to set aside the return of Senator Okowa as governor-elect of Delta State on the ground that he did not win the election.
In the meantime, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has described the claims of Chief Ogboru as ridiculous, insisting that the party won the election as attested to by foreign observers and other election monitors. One of the leaders of the PDP and Commissioner for Works in Delta State, Mr. Funkekeme Solomon, says the Labour Party could not have won the election when it did not canvass for votes.
There are independent observers, the civil society organizations who monitor the election and have come up with the statements that elections represented the wishes of Deltans. 2, that it was fair, credible, and transparent. Okay, so that's independent. But let me say that the Labour Party was never prepared for the election. They never campaigned. You see, as against the PDP did rallies in all 25 local governments. Then the PDP went further to do town hall meetings in each local government. They also went further to engage all professional bodies, non-indigenous. So all the organizations, is it market women, is it labor union, all, the NUT, NLC, so we prepared for it. We had every nick and cranny. So for the Labour Party to come up with allegations that the declaration of Okowa is not in the interest of Deltans is, to say the least, ridiculous.
The Lagos State Government, through its signage and advertising agency, LASA, has commenced the removal of over 1.5 million posters deployed during the 2015 general election. The exercise will also see to the removal of over 358 illegal billboards in the Alimosho and Etiosa axis of the state. Our correspondent, Chris Illems, reports.
With the election comes the challenges of posters, billboards and other campaign materials pasted or erected at different points of the city. The big deal about these posters is the indiscriminate manner in which they are pasted, defacing the walls of the city. Here, Lagosians express their thoughts on this.
I think sanity should return. At least Lagos should look so clean again. But I think this should be done, it should be a gradual kind of a thing. You know, it should not be seen from the political aspect, whereby probably because it's PDP or it's APC, but definitely sanity should be brought back.
We need to kind of remove them on time. By the time they are removed on time, you know, that friendliness, that friendly atmosphere will be there. The issue of rivalry, at least we will see something that will remind us of rivalry again.
Well, the Lagos State Signage and Advertisement Agency has said that within the next 2 months, they would be done with cleaning up Lagos, and they've commenced the cleaning exercise. However, an official of LASA speaks of this exercise.
Currently, we are looking at cleaning up about 1 million posters across the length and breadth of Lagos State, while also we'll be conducting removal of billboards, which Alimosho and Etiosa having the highest number between 300 and 400 billboards illegally deployed in the state. So we have our work cut out for us, but we want to assure Lagosians that in no time, in less than 2 months, all this will be in the past.
Now that Lagos State has swung into action in bringing back the face of the city we know, timely conclusion of this assignment is of paramount importance. Chris Illems, Channels Television News.
When the news at 10 returns, we'll find out more about what's happening in the world of business. Do join us again.